Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel RVCCISinfo, where faculty representatives from Rock Valley College's Computers and Information Systems Department talks to you, our community at large, about things roughly having to do with computers and information systems. Joining me today, as always, is Stephanie.
Hi.
Howdy, everybody. I'm Eric, and today we thought we would go over a couple of tech items that aren't necessary but are nice to have for online classes.
Yep. And some of them are things that we kind of sort of might have mentioned before, but we really like to have a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah,
On our
absolutely.
because sometimes like Eric likes to use his iPad for things and I like to use my laptop, but I like to have it plugged into a docking station. And then that will have my keyboard and mouse plugged into it. So
Yep.
that's one of the items, two of the items actually.
Yeah, and I know we mentioned it in the previous episode. A mouse is necessary, but if you think about the keyboard on your 13-inch laptop, it's going to be really compressed and small. You might
Mhm.
have, if you've been typing for a long time, like we have,
Right.
the wrist rest issue can be a problem. In the months like following when I had surgery on my bicep, actually I had to use a wave type
Oh,
keyboard because I couldn't turn my arm flat anymore. So I mean, they really are quality of life improvements. The better you like your keyboard, the faster you type, the fewer mistakes you make, and the easier everything is. The same with the mouse. So upgrade those. Not necessary, but you won't be sorry.
right.
Next, a laptop and or a monitor riser.
Mhm. Yep. And you know what cracks me up is some of these that you see the talk shows with Zoom. I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember who was in one of them. And when you see them sitting at their kitchen table, and then there's somebody else taking a picture kind of for Instagram, and you see their laptop is always elevated either with books or a
Yep.
riser. So,
Yep.
it just brings that up a little bit better.
Yeah, and it's a huge difference, because if you're stuck here on a Zoom call, for instance, and your camera is down here, invariably you have extra chin,
Yep.
you've got nostrils that you can see into infinity with. It's not particularly flattering, and more than that, it's really bad for your neck. So I've had more students complain about neck and eye strain issues over the
Mhm.
last year, and that's because they're
Yeah.
they're craned way down compared to what they had been in the past. So and we've all done it. Like I used cigar boxes under my
Mhm.
Mac at the beginning of the year. I did, however, invest in a laptop stand. I'm not
Oh,
sorry I did. This one is a generic, uh I don't generic, maybe not right, but the cheapest one that Amazon was able to find me that day. I think it was $11.
oh,
And just moving, the laptop up 4 inches in the back and then tilting it forward to you really made a big difference in, the
mhm.
comfort of being able to use it. And then with a keyboard and mouse, it
Yep.
was like a brand new desktop.
Yeah, and then if you do have a riser, you will want the keyboard and mouse. It's like the three
Yeah.
have to go together.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's difficult to type, from
Yeah, way up here.
chin level. Yeah, it's real hard to do.
Mhm.
Next, a key light and or a microphone stand.
Yeah, yeah. I really wish I had a microphone stand. That's probably going to be the next thing they're going to talk me into because
$7.
I
My
know.
my microphone stand, which now I probably have to talk from back here. This has really been fantastic because the closer it is that the microphone is to your face, the better it sounds.
Mhm.
And people just don't care anymore that they see a microphone in here. So thanks, pandemic, I don't look like a total hobo.
Mhm.
With my bootleg train car setup I've got going on here. The closer the mic is to your face, the better it sounds. So, and this, I'm positive it was $6.99.
Oh, that's nothing.
They're
See, you find
unbelievably
out
cheap. Yeah.
the details. And then the light, the
Hmm.
ring light, I like those. I tried some other version and
Yep. And they make a difference.
mhm.
So,
Obviously I'm
you
not using one in here, but
well, in our offices, there's also such a premium on space. You'd literally,
yes.
you'd be shrinking under the intense bright lights in there.
Oh,
So,
my
and
office is hot enough as it is because of the light.
yeah, and uh, so my office is on the opposite side. And yesterday I couldn't even make videos because the air conditioners were on so high you could hear the air conditioners over my voice in the microphone. So I'm like, I'm just going home and
Oh,
doing these instead.
yeah.
So different side of the building, I guess. And key lights can be had super cheap. You don't have to go get a really nice set of like,
Mhm.
Elgato key lights or stuff. You're not running a YouTube channel. You're just making it so that you don't look like a zombie on Zoom. I am positive we'll find one and we'll put it in the description below. But I'm positive like my first ring light was 8, 10, $12 in that range. They don't have to be expensive.
No, no, I think that's the one that you convinced me to buy too. And it was like $12.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can get little ring lights. And
Mhm.
this one usually would be running right now, but I didn't charge it up and it ran out of batteries. But it does make a pretty big difference in as far as the quality of how a video looks, because otherwise you do look like a bedraggled zombie.
Yeah, which is why like the USB video, the USB hub that we talked about in the previous video, some of them run on USB. So
Yeah.
that's why we like
And
the
some of them
USB hub.
need not a lot of power. Other ones will,
Mhm.
kill that hub. So you do have to be careful, but
Yep.
it is true that you can plug them in there though.
Mhm. I kind of bypassed and just plugged directly into a power source, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine was, it was when my fan would kick on the iMac, the light would dim. So it was clearly just too much power for my Mac to do.
yeah. So Eric added headphones in the previous must have. I would
Right.
say noise canceling headphones. Now that's a little bit of an expense,
Mm-hmm.
but because Eric talked about the air conditioner and my husband likes to mow the lawn when I am doing videos. Now, I'm not saying that to complain about my husband. I'm just saying it happens at the same time. And then I put my noise canceling headphones on and the world is great again. So,
Yep. And they are not, you don't have to be super expensive. I just grabbed mine from under my desk now when Stephanie mentioned them. These are Anchor Soundcore Liberty, maybe Soundcore Q30s. Soundcore
oh,
Q30s. I think that's the
is it
case. These
Soundcore or
were great.
Sound Beats or Sound Peats?
Yeah, they're not the Sound Peats. They're definitely
Okay.
Soundcore. They're Anchor
Okay.
Soundcore. These, do everything you need. They tilt and swivel. They are Bluetooth. They have USB-C, so you can plug them in when you need to, and they do a pretty okay job with noise canceling. And this is another one of those where you don't have to invest in the top of the line noise canceling headphones. There's a lot of really great options out there. Q30s from Anchor.
And if they come
I
with a mic, you don't have to worry about buying a separate microphone and
Right.
webcam.
Yep. And especially if you're just doing the occasional Zoom call, these are great. They're even better when you do plug them in, because then it's not Bluetooth that's limiting the quality of the voice. It's the actual microphone on there. So that's the best way to do that. So there you go. Noise canceling headphones. And I literally wear noise canceling headphones so much that I have to have more than one pair just so my head doesn't get crushed under the one pair all day. So these were the ones that are on this morning, and these are the ones I edit the videos down in this afternoon with. So
Yeah.
that's
And
how great
I
they
get
are.
headaches a lot. And those Sony, there's a pair of Sony ones that work. Like for some reason, the Sonys must be a little less tight than
Yeah,
the.
Sony, you always pay extra for Sony's. The one she's talking about are the CH710s. You can find links to those just this week
Oh,
in our social media, by the way.
yeah.
We are RVCCISInfo on Facebook and Twitter, and Anchor.fm, and here on YouTube. But the Sony ones, they don't put a lot of pressure on your head,
No.
and they're made with better quality plastics. So you do end up paying, it's usually about $50 if you know how to look or buy a refurbished pair. Otherwise, they're $100 for the CH710s, WHCH710s. But I have a pair of them too, because you can just keep them on for 2, 3, 4 hours and they're light enough you forget about them.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, when I get headaches or it doesn't pinch my glasses, they're
Yep.
just, it was very nice. Usually those are the ones I go to. Those are my go-tos because I know it's not gonna give me a headache when I'm done.
Yeah. Cause more issues than they solve.
Yeah, well, lately I've had to think about that. You know, allergy season's upon us. So.
Oh yes, we're suffering through those right now. And the very final thing that we think absolutely improves but is not necessary to your online experience is even more coffee.
Even more coffee, yes.
So if it was a necessity before, it's nice to have even more now.
Yeah.
So
we just are all about the caffeine.
Yeah, CIS runs on caffeine. It's not a question. It's a given. I look forward to being able to hear Jim Conley complain about how much we kept him awake at night because he had, some huge cup of coffee at 8 p.m. right before Cisco lets out.
Yeah.
But it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
So even though it might not be a technology item, coffee should certainly be in your nice to haves for online learning. So there you go, a bunch of tips for making it even easier to live in the online environment. A keyboard and mouse, a laptop stand or a monitor riser, noise canceling headphones. We did talk about a light and a mic stand and coffee.
Yep.
So there you have it. You can, like we said before, follow us on social media. We are at RVCCISInfo. You can also leave us a comment below and like and subscribe and let us know what you like to have as far as accoutrement for the online learning environment. And speaking of the online learning environment, the next time around, we will talk about some tips and tricks and just some strategies for making just the experience, what it is that you can do to make the most out of learning online.
Yep.
So there you go. On behalf of Stephanie, myself, Eric, and the rest of the Rock Valley College community, stay safe and stay sane out there, everybody.